Order. Question number 12. Order. Order. Question number 12, Kelvin Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister of Corrections. Does he stand by his statement in regards to the July 2014 report on fight clubs in Mount Eden Corrections Facility that he, quote, became aware of the report's existence only last week, unquote?
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Yes.
Back of the class.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kelvin Davis.
Is he confident that Serco are accurately reporting all assaults at Mount Eden Prison? If so, why?
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Mr. Speaker, I get my information from the department through Serco, and I have no reason not to believe that the information that is conferred on me is accurate. So, yes.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, Kelvin Davis.
Was Corrections visiting Mount Eden Prison to investigate allegations of fight clubs a year ago? If so, does he accept Serco's claim that they only became aware of the issues recently?
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Yes, I accept the Chief Executive's claim that he received that report just last week, just as I'd received that report just last week too.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kelvin Davis.
Will he investigate the fact that Serco is transferring injured prisoners out of Mount Eden to keep its data looking clean, as he admitted to Sean Plunkett on Radio Live today?
Speaker.
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Mr. Speaker, the review that we instituted early this week is quite wide, sir. Quite wide, and it will look at all matters relating to contraband and violence at Mount Eden Prison, and that should encompass what the members just asked.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kelvin Davis.
Has he asked Corrections to check whether the number of incident reports filed by Serco cover all of the incidents recorded on YouTube videos? If not, how can he be confident that Serco are accurately reporting all assaults?
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Mr. Speaker, I've asked for a wide-ranging review that will encompass all incidents that have happened at Mount Eden Prison relating to violence in the last few years.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kelvin Davis.
What action did he take when he first became aware of the Nick Evans dropping case?
The Honourable Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Mr. Speaker, when I heard of Nick Evans's death, sir, we ordered immediately the Chief Inspectorate's investigation, which is normal for a death in custody. Obviously, a coroner's inquest was also demanded.
Point of order, Chris Hipkins.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, my colleague Kelvin Davis's question was not about when the Minister became aware of the death. It was about when he first became aware of the case.
No,
and
it wasn't.
He hasn't addressed that.
It wasn't.
It was when he first became aware of the dropping case.
With respect, that wasn't the question. The question was, what action did the Minister then take?
Point of order.
Order. I hope the member's now read.
Yep.
I've made a decision. I've listened to the question. The member's wrong. But
Yes.
If he wants to raise a fresh point of order, but I'm not prepared to entertain a relitigating
Point of order,
decision
Mr.
I've made.
Speaker.
It's a fresh point of order.
The question
Order.
was
Is it
what
a fresh
action
order?
he took when he
Order.
became aware of the case.
Member will resume his seat. I'll repeat it for the benefit of the member. I listened to the question. The way the point of order raised by the member, he is wrong. If he wants to raise a fresh point of order, that's okay. But if he's attempting to relitigate a decision that I've made, that the question's been addressed, that is not okay. Fresh point of order.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. And first of all, my apologies. My point of order was in fact correct, and I had misphrased Kelvin Davis's question, which was when he first became aware of the case, not when. What action he took when he first became aware of the case, not what action he took when he became.
What is the point of order the members?
Not what action he took when he became aware of the death.
What?
The Minister has indicated what he did when he became aware of the death, but that was not the question. The question is what action he took when he became aware of the case. Now, he may well have become aware of the case prior to becoming aware of the death.
I'll listen to the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
It may help the Shadow Leader of the House, who seems to be rather pedantic, to know that a case is unlikely to be in the ether until the death has occurred. So I think the Minister is in the right space.
Order. Order, I've listened to quite enough from both members on this occasion. My job is to adjudicate as to whether the question's been addressed. There is no doubt in my mind that the question has been addressed. Does the member have further supplementaries? Then we move to questions to members. Question number 1, Mahesh Bindra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the